the Publishing News Network. In our headlines today, Publishing Department issues a BOLO. Walking with heavy bags on the road, becoming a thing of the past for our literature evangelists. Literature Ambassadors Initiative begins with 20 persons identified, and distribution of Missionary Book of the Year back on the increase. These and more stories next. Good day. This is Pastor Roosevelt Haynes here with the Publishing News Network. In our top story today, the Publishing Department has issued a BOLO. All members are asked to be on the lookout for persons between the ages 19 and 45 years who are passionate about seeing souls saved, who enjoy meeting new people, and enjoy seeing people overcome the challenges they face daily. If any of these persons are cited, please let them know that the Publishing Department is earnestly seeking to hire them to work as soul-saving literature evangelists. Sources in the Publishing Department tells us that East Caribbean Conference in February of 2024, following through on a decision to employ persons as full-time literature evangelists, thus moving away from self-supporting ministry to a conference-supported ministry for our full-time literature evangelists. This decision was one of the key strategic objectives as highlighted in the 2022 conference session Publishing Ministry Report, following the union approval of an ECC literature evangelist employees contract in November 2019. The director reports that in July of 2024, one person in Barbados was employed, and at the time of this report, the department is furiously searching for other persons to fill the remaining 2 vacancies. So all members are asked to be on the lookout for persons fulfilling the requirements and ask them to contact the Publishing Department at publishingministry@eastcarib.org. In a related story, sources well placed in the Publishing Department have led us to understand that the Pastoral Literature Evangelist Initiative was terminated in March of 2024. This initiative has had some success since its inception in April of 2017, with Julius Henry, a pastor now in Dominica, restarting the Capuchin group in Dominica, and Ronald Waldman restarting the congregation in Coliho. Since then, the recent migration of Jason Babb and Ronald Waldman signaled the end of the program in 2024, as the conference made a decision to go in another direction. We give God thanks for their ministry and the success of this initiative. Some sad news coming out of the Literature Evangelist Ministry. On August 23rd, 2024, one of our faithful, long-standing literature evangelists, Sister Deanne Felix, went to sleep in Jesus. We give God thanks for her ministry and for all the life she had impacted. We ask that for the next 10 seconds, you say a prayer for her husband and children.
Amen.
We also want to take this opportunity to thank all those other literature evangelists who, through the quadrennial, continue to move the ministry forward. Caroline Dublin, Emily Dennis and Glenda Jean-Baptiste, Jason Babb, Ronald Waldman from Dominica, Hamilton Bradford and Carl Hayward from Barbados. Publishing News Network understands that during the period 2022 to 2024, these persons had worked for a total of 11,158 hours, sold US $18,000 in books, distributed over 12,000 pieces of literature, interceded on behalf of 7,000 persons, visited over 13,500 homes, and have helped lead 22 persons to baptism. To God be the glory. Great things he will continue to do in this ministry. The days of lifting bags of books as literature evangelists go from house to house is a thing of the past. The Publishing Department on July 31st, 2025, released their digital prospectus app. Our tech department, when examining this app, concludes that this will be a game changer for literature evangelists, as this app will give them access to summary content of the books and pictures of over 100 books as they interact with the customer. The Publishing Department has identified 20 persons as literature ambassadors. In early 2024, the Publishing Department took on the responsibility to identify persons to carry the tag literature ambassadors. These are persons who have seen it as their responsibility to share literature on a daily basis wherever they go. At the writing of this report, 19 persons in Barbados and 1 person in Dominica have been given this designation, and have received a signature keyring emblazoned with the words Publishing Ministry Literature Ambassadors. When receiving their keyrings, the ambassadors pledge to continue sharing literature regularly and encourage others to join them in this wonderful ministry. We give God thanks for the ministries of these persons. In our penultimate news story, the director had noticed a decrease in the number of books being ordered by the churches from 11,000 books in 2019 and 2020 to 9,100 in 2021 to 4,500 in 2022. In 2023 and 2024, as the missionary book, The Great Controversy, the response by the churches increased with a combined distribution of 14,100 books over the 2 years. And we are expecting the missionary book for 2025, Living with Hope, to continue with its increase with 23,000 books hoping to be distributed. We're encouraging you to get your copies for your friends. Now to our final item. The publishing director of the East Caribbean Conference recently expressed gratitude and appreciation for all who assisted in moving forward the publishing ministry from 2022 to 2025. Here is this expression of gratitude.
Mr. Chairman, special guests, fellow delegates, brothers and sisters, it was truly an enjoyable and challenging experience working in the publishing department. I thank all those who have supported me with words of encouragement and support during these challenging times. I thank the administration for its unwavering support in ensuring that the various initiatives and programs were implemented in a timely manner. I thank my administrative assistant, Leandra Greenwich, who provided excellent assistance and support during my tenure. I thank Brother Lindsay Bowen, who assisted in receiving and storing and sorting the books when they arrive from the port. I also thank Brother Bowen, Sister Vondine Hunt, Sister Amanda Paris, and Sister Valencia Williams in Dominica for assisting in delivering the books to churches and individuals. I thank all the publishing coordinators for assisting me in the promotion of literature in the various churches. I thank all the publishing ambassadors and all the members who distributed literature faithfully during the quadrennium. I thank my wife Karen and my son Aaron, who have been tremendous support in this part of my ministry. Most importantly, I thank God for giving me this opportunity and using you, the electorate, to appoint me to serve Him in this capacity. The Spirit of Prophecy states in the Review and Herald, November 21, 1878, we are fast approaching the end. The printing and circulation of the books and papers that contain the truth for this time are to be our work. Publications must be multiplied and scattered like the leaves of autumn. These silent messengers are enlightening and molding the minds of thousands in every country and in every clime. As we enter into a new quadrennium, as a church, as a Christian, let this be our aim, to share a magazine, a book, a tract, a piece of literature, and in so doing, we'll bring hope into every home and prepare men and women to meet Jesus when He comes. God bless and Maranatha.
That was Pastor Roosevelt Haynes, Publishing Director of the East Caribbean Conference. Recapping our headlines. Publishing Department issues a bolo as they seek to hire literature evangelists. Walking with heavy bags on the road, becoming a thing of the past for literature evangelists with the implementation of the Digital Prospectus Act. The Literature Ambassadors Initiative begins with 20 persons identified, and the distribution of the Missionary Book of the Year back on the increase as 2025 numbers expected to reach 23,000 copies distributed. Thank you for viewing and have a good day.